Welcome to episode 40 of the Arctic Crafts podcast. My name is Bente and I'm coming to you from Vesterålen, northern Norway, where I live with my husband and 3 cats. You can find me on Instagram as Arctic Crafts, on Facebook and Etsy as Arctic Crafts by Bente, and on Ravelry as Arctic Crafts 65. There is also a Ravelry group for this podcast, and feel free to join us there if you want to participate in knit-alongs or giveaways or just general chatter. As you can see, Severus Snape is on camera today. Let's hope he just stays there and doesn't start doing crazy shit while I'm sitting here trying to record this podcast. It's raining today and it's what I call really nice indoor weather. It's getting darker at night and autumn is here. And I love autumn. Not just because I'm a September baby, but I just love it. It's my favorite time of year. I can finally wear my knits again. Speaking of wearing knits, I'm wearing my Boxy sweater, and this is knit in Hedgehog fibers, colorway Deep End, and this yarn was an anniversary present from my husband when we had our 7-year anniversary in July. And I also forgot to welcome all my subscribers back, and welcome to any new viewers. Feel free to subscribe if you want to see more. And I have some admin at the start of this episode. I'm doing this at the beginning so I don't forget anything. We'll start with my Arctic Seasons Autumn edition. It's going to be removed from the shop September 15th. So if you want to have one of those subscription boxes, I got distracted, sorry, it said it's that sound, it's just to tell me that I've got an email. I forgot to put everything on silent mode before I started recording. What I was saying was, if you want a subscription box, Arctic Seasons Autumn Edition, you only have a few days left to order one. The second thing is a giveaway, because I have my 1-year Podiversary coming up in a few days. The Podiversary giveaway, I have put up 2 skeins of Viking Nordlys for grabs. This is one of my favorite Norwegian yarns. It has long color shifts and it's perfect for shawls. And here you have 700 meters. So you can get a really nice shawl with this. And I don't have any prompts for you. Just comment anything below this video and you're in for a chance of winning these. I'm going to draw the winner the day I record my next episode in 2 weeks. So that's my Podiversary giveaway. And I'm also doing a Halloween make-along, and because the prize is the collaboration between me and JibbyRooSews, this is a very good excuse to show you the collaboration, and I'm really proud of it. This is what you get if you buy our Halloween 2020 collaboration. I'm really pleased with the yarn because I wanted it to match the fabric in the bag, and I think I nailed it. So this is a 50 plus 20 grams sock set, And this bag is a large sock bag, so you can easily fit a shawl in here. And there are 5 sets in my Etsy shop and 5 sets in JibbyRoo's Etsy shop. And I'm going to link her Etsy shop under this video in case I sell out and she still has some. But she'll probably sell out before me, I guess. And hopefully that those sets will be part of Sunday's update. She hasn't received the yarn yet. Blame the postal service. So as soon as she gets the yarn, I'll put it up in my shop. We want to do this at the same time. So if it doesn't go into the shop in the update Sunday evening at 8 p.m, I'll of course keep you posted on Instagram when they get uploaded to the shop. And the Halloween make-along, one of those sets is a prize. And it's a make-along. And we have, I'm going to put up the thread as soon as I've finished recording and uploading this episode. So it's starting today. And the end date is, of course, Halloween, the 31st of October. And this is a really open make-along. You can do absolutely anything as long as it's related to Halloween. You can make your own costume, you can sew your own costume, you can make Halloween decorations in any technique you want. Paper mache, if that grabs your fancy. Anything Halloween related and any craft. And that thread, as I said, would be open until the 31st of October, and then I'll draw a winner. And the prize is a Halloween 2020 kit from me and JibbyRooSews. And because I loved this colorway so much, I asked her permission to make it a repeatable. So this is going to pop back up in the shop probably next fall under the name October Skies. And what I love about this colorway is that it's not Halloweeny, if you see what I mean. It's just a beautiful colorway that you can wear all year round. So it's a Halloween colorway because it comes out at Halloween and because the bag has witches and bats and shit like that on it. Pardon my French. So that's the Halloween make-along. And I have one more thing to talk about up front, and it's something exciting because Tora in Svolvær, and congratulations to you, Tora, if you have the time to watch this, because she opened her shop yesterday and my yarn is for sale locally, and I think that's thrilling. And so good luck to you, Tora, and I really love that she can that she's able to support other local makers with her shop. She's selling her own stuff as well. So we're going there on Saturday. It's about half an hour to 2 hours drive, and we're going there on Saturday to look at the shop. And it's a tiny shop because it's I think in Norwegian we call it a kiosk in English. So she can only have 2 customers in at a time, especially now because of the COVID. But she can't have much more than that anyway, because it's a really tiny house. I'm going to put up a picture. It's so beautiful. It's in the city square in Svolvær, in the center of town, and it's really beautiful. So I'm putting up pictures. And that's my admin. I don't think I had any more admin. I think I have remembered everything. But as you know, if I suddenly remember something afterwards, I'll just put in a little video of future me while I'm editing, like I did last time. But I'm checking my autumn edition, Podiversary giveaway, Halloween make-along, Halloween yarn bag, and Insta design. I have spoken about everything. And I have no FOs. Basically because I have been busy dyeing. I haven't got a lot to show for my dyeing because it's been for Tora and the Halloween collaboration. So, but I have some yarn going into the shop, and I'll show you that at the end in the show and tell section. Speaking of show and tell, I suddenly remembered that I've forgotten something I was supposed to show you in show and tell, so I'll just take a break and go get it. And we're back. And if you see things have changed a tiny bit behind me, that's because I thought I was finished recording, but I went to fetch the thing I wanted to show you for show and tell. And then I started recording again, and that entire footage got lost because my QuickTime player decided to stop working on me when I was sitting down to edit. So I'm going to film almost the entire podcast a second time, and that means this episode is going to get even shorter because I may not ramble as much this time around. But I'm already rambling, so we'll find out, I guess. I'm just checking that everything is going smoothly this time, because I don't want to do this a third time, especially when I have things to do later today. So I was going to start talking about my whips, I think. The first one you've seen as a whole. It's my carrot cake socks. These are meant for as a sample for my carrot cake yarn. But as all my samples, it's knit in my size. So I could put it in my sock drawer if I decide to do so. I'll probably do that because as soon as I've taken a picture of these socks and put that picture in my shop, I can wear them, I guess. And this is where I am on the second sock. I'm over halfway down the second sock. And because we're going to Svolvær to see Tora's shop tomorrow, I probably get to finish these in the car. So that's my carrot cake socks. And I'm also knitting a pair of Halloween socks. I thought I had some Halloween yarn left from last year, but turns out I didn't. So I went through my stash of self-striping because I wanted to knit a pair of self-striping socks. And I had a set of turtle pearl in the colorway Twilight, and I decided, Twilight, that works for a Halloween sock. So this is how far I've gotten on the first sock. And I'm knitting these on my 9-inch circulars. And I'm using a commercial yarn, black yarn, for the heels and the toes. And I really regret using black, because when I was picking up the stitches for the gusset, black yarn, dark, I had to use the torch on my mobile phone a couple of times. So black yarn, not my friend. But I'm going to make sure that I knit the heel on the second sock during daylight hours. I use my normal sock recipe, the same as I use for my carrot cake socks. It's 64 stitches on 2.25 millimeters, and on these I'm doing a heel flap and gusset. On the carrot cake socks I'm using a fish lips kiss. It's my first time using that heel, but I've been recommended it and it fits really nicely on my foot. But I think it's a bit fiddly, but I guess that's a question of practice. So I might use that heel instead of the German short row on the next pair of socks I knit as well, that I want to use the short row heel for. And then the whip that has been taking practically all my knitting time, at least when I've been home, because this is getting too big to drag around with me. It's my No Frills for my oldest son, the scrappy one. As you can see, this is getting really colorful. And I didn't plan this, but it's actually finishing in red, white and blue. So the Norwegian flag, or the French. Anyway, red, white and blue. I've used myself as a measurement for this, because even though he's a bit taller than me, I have a long torso. So I'm knitting the length measured on my back. And I'm going to use do the same for the sleeves. But I'm going to, he likes sleeves that go past the wrist. And because he's a slight bit taller than me, he probably has arms that are a bit longer than mine. So I'm going to knit the sleeves down to there on me. But since this is top down, it's easy to adjust both the length of the body and the length of the sleeves. And because we're meeting him the first week of October, I wanted this to be finished. So he gets to try it on, and if it's perfect, he can just take it home with him. But if I have to do adjustments, I can measure how much I need to take out, add on, stuff like that. And I'll take proper measurements of him this time, because this is the second sweater I'm knitting for him, and the second time I'm starting to worry about, what size do I knit? How long should it be? And I just have to take proper measurements of him. I'm also knitting a sweater for hubby that has been hibernating for quite some time, but I'm going to start knitting on it again, I think, because it's a worsted sweater, so it's been far too hot to knit on. But now it's getting colder again, so, but because my husband is almost 2 meters tall and needs a 4XL sweater, it's a big sweater. And it's stockinette because it's a flax sweater, it's stockinette and it's navy blue, and it takes forever. But I'm going to pick it up at some point. But I really want to cast on the sweater for myself. So that's my whips anyway. And then I'm going to double check. Yes, that's everything. So we'll just go into a show and tell. And I'll just move this down here. The first thing we can do is I can show you the first yarn acquisition I've done in a long time, and I didn't even remember that this was coming because it's a pre-order and I ordered it a long time ago. And suddenly one day I got a shipping notification in my inbox from Beehive Yarns, and I was thinking, did I order something from Beehive Yarns? And yes, I did. But I've been a scatterbrain the last few months for personal reasons, so I totally forgot. But it was a nice surprise. Always a nice surprise when past you has present you a gift that you can't remember getting. And this is our Dolly Parton Yarn Club. And this is just perfect. It's all my favorite colors in the skein. There's some, there's a nice burgundy and a soft pink and a turquoise, and I really love this. And pardon me for the ping sound because I forgot to put my mobile on silent. So this is Beehive Yarns, the Dolly Parton Yarn Club, the Heartbreaker colorway. And it of course won't focus, but take my word for it, it's called Heartbreaker. So that's my yarny acquisition, and I also have some masks that I got in the mail from Sue in Canada. She was kind enough to make me and hubby some masks. His are boring, plain colored ones, and mine are fun patterned ones. And there's one knitted fabric, one with owls on it, one with flowers on it, and one with coffee on it. And all of them are, of course, reversible, so you have different fabrics on the inside. So I'm really looking forward to using these. So I think I like the shape of these. They cover your. You can see this is a nice shape because it's so tight to your face that my glasses won't fog over. I think, at least. But now we have masks. We already had some masks, but I use a mask sometime when we go to the supermarket in the busy hours and stuff like that, and other people don't wear masks, and I get strange looks. And the Norwegian authorities still won't tell people to wear a mask other than on public transport in the big cities during rush hour. And we have a rise in numbers, so I wear a mask. And we have the yarn I've dyed for my shop. It's not a lot. I've shown you the Halloween collaboration. That's going into the shop on Sunday, provided that JibbyRooSews gets my yarn before Sunday. Hopefully she does. So that goes into the shop, and then I have the yarn. I dyed the yarn for Tora for her shop, and because she has an online following, the colorways are also going to be available in my shop. And this is Tora on platinum sock. She picked the colors. It's pink with orange and red speckles. I would never have thought of putting pink and orange together, but it works. So that was a good idea. And the second one is Pippihuset, and that yellow is much brighter than it shows up on camera. It's a yellow with pink speckles, and it's called Pippihuset. And we also have some worsted. I know I wasn't going to dye worsted anymore, but that was before I started selling yarn locally. Worsted is a popular base locally, so I'm going to keep dyeing worsted. I'm going to get a different base though, because this supplier are having big problems keeping up with the supply, and not because of COVID. They've been like that for a long time. So I have started phasing out that supplier and getting new suppliers. And so this worsted is really nice and soft. It's a merino, but it's on its way out of the shop. And this is my Møysalen colorway on worsted. It's a tonal grey with speckles in loads of different colors. So that's Møysalen. And then we have Aurora Borealis on worsted. This is, it's self-explanatory, I guess. It's black with neon green. It's on socks when, or this colorway on sock yarn, when you knit socks with it, you get a neon green spiral. If you knit a hat with this yarn, I'm actually curious to see what it looks like in a hat, so I might snag one of these skeins for myself to knit a sample hat with it. It won't be a patterned hat, both because I want the colorway to shine and because black yarn and textured patterns, not a good mix. It has a tendency to not show up, so I'm only going to knit a plain hat, I think, just ribbed or something, just to see what this looks like in a hat. That's the most common thing people knit with when they buy single skeins of worsted. It's hats. So that's Aurora Borealis on worsted. And I have dyed up some more carrot cake. This turned out to be a popular colorway. So I've dyed up some more carrot cake, this time on Natural Boo, which is a mix of 80% merino, 20% natural bamboo. So it's carrot cake. So that's going into the shop, and I have dyed up some of this on merino DK. This is my DK that doesn't have nylon in it, that I'm going to discontinue from my shop, because I have limited storage space. So if I'm going to have a DK, I want it to be versatile. So I'm only going to have the DK with nylon in it, the 150 gram skeins one, because as I always say, you can't knit socks with yarn without nylon in it, but you can knit a sweater with sock yarn. This is sock yarn. And this colorway, I've given the name Fort Wayne. And the reason for that is, this colorway is, I made this as a custom colorway for Cheverell of Cheverell Stuff. I did a custom order for her for a sweater, and one of the colors she wanted an undyed with a light speckle of teal and gold. And because this is her brainchild, I named it Fort Wayne, because that's where she lives. So that's Fort Wayne on merino DK. And then finally I have two Halloween colors. One of them isn't really Halloweeny, but I'm going to tag it as Halloween in my shop, but I'm going to keep it in the shop afterwards, because I needed a good green. And this green isn't showing up properly on camera. It's really Granny Smith green. It's apple green. So it's called Poison Apple. And the Poison Apple thing is because it's really neon green in spots. And so this is going to stay in the shop after Halloween, Poison Apple. And then I have this traditional Halloween color, neon green, orange and purple. And I was considering calling it Clown Barf, because it's chaotic at best, but I decided for a boring Halloween name. It's actually just called Trick or Treat. So that's, I'm only having a few skeins of this, because I don't want to be left with Halloween yarn after Halloween. So if you want Trick or Treat, you might have to be quick about it, because I'm not putting a lot of skeins of this in the shop. And that's the yarn I've been dyeing. And because I had to record this part of the podcast a second time, I'm not sure what I already told you in the first half of the recording. So, but I think I've mentioned everything. I've shown you the knitting, I've shown you the yarn, and I can do a quick recap of the important bits. There's only a few days left for ordering the Arctic Seasons Autumn Edition. So if you want a subscription box, you have to order it in the next few days, because September 15th, it's all over. Then I need some time to dye up the yarn and I've gathered some of the extras, but I need some time. I need a few days, because it's going to ship out by the end of the month. So I need a couple of weeks to put everything together. And then we have the Podiversary giveaway. 2 skeins of Viking Nordlys. And that's just comment below. Not a particular prompt or anything, just comment below. and you're in the running to get that prize, and I'm drawing that when I'm doing my next episode in 2 weeks. And then we have the Halloween collaboration. I've shown you that, the bag and the yarn. And I also have the Halloween make-along. Anything Halloween. You can sew a costume, you can crochet decorations, you can use any craft you want, as long as it has something to do with Halloween. And then I'm done. Hopefully this time the recording has gone smoothly and I get to edit this so I can upload it. And I'll just see you in 2 weeks' time. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep knitting. Goodbye.